When it comes to longest tenured head coaches in college football in the FBS, no one beats Kirk Ferentz at Iowa. His time at Iowa City predates Y2K. Things are different this year with the installation of a new offense led by a new man. Josh Pate and Danny Kanell caught up with Ferentz in Indy at Big Ten Media Days.
Big Ten Media Days rolls on. Iowa's in the house today, and head coach Kirk Ferentz, you've done this about 1,000,000 times. So for us, we get to this point, and it feels like we're over the crest and we start to go downhill. Where's your mindset at when you get to the Media Days part?
We're getting closer to home. That's all. So maybe not 1,000,000, but I've done it a few times for sure. This used to be about a day and a half extravaganza, so this is good. This is perfect.
Blowing it out of the water because the conference is bigger, right? 18 teams. You got the newcomers. What do you think about this? Just the newness of this. I mean, Iowa has been a Big Ten staple forever, and then all of a sudden we see these changes where the Big Ten is becoming this entirely new entity.
Yeah, Danny, I'm old enough. When I came here as an assistant, there were 10 teams in the Big Ten, and even though we didn't play each other, round robin. So, that part hasn't changed. But, the expansion is certainly different. The concept of us going coast to coast, nobody would have envisioned that certainly back in the 80s or even 20 years ago. But it's just kind of reflective. It's college football right now. It's changing daily. I do feel, I'm afraid to say this, but I feel like I got a grip on it now till January.
Careful.
But the bad news is in January. Who the heck knows what it's going to look like? And, we'll figure it out then. But I know it's going to look different. We'll just have to figure out what the changes are and where opportunity might be for our program.
Well, you mentioned the changes, and that's every coach's story right now. If you were to go back to some of those even 2008, 9, 10 sort of master game plans of yours, how your quarter to half season to year is going to operate, how much of that do you feel like as a leader of a program you just had to totally overturn as the landscape has changed? Yeah,
just each and every year has been a new adventure, if you will. And then on top of it, and you guys all know this from football, your team is different each and every year. So I think first most important thing is figure out who your guys are, what they can do, what they can't do, what the challenges may be. And then just try to match it up to what you have to face. But, in our case, it's really pretty simple. It's Math 101. I mean, it's historically each and every game is usually going to be tough for us. And it's a matter of just, what can we do this week to maximize this week's opportunity. And if we're fortunate enough to win, then we'll move on to the next one. If we lose, we'll figure it out and move on to the next one then.
We've talked so much about the changes to the game, and there's been more change as far as the portal, conference realignment, NIL, probably in the last 3 years than the previous 100. But I want to talk about the change in the player, because I'm curious to know, as somebody's been around the player a long time, how have you seen the players evolve, like the different mentalities? Because sometimes I see some players and I just roll my eyes. I'm like, really, coaches have to deal with this? How have you evolved as a coach in dealing with today's player?
I mean, the reason I'm still here, two reasons. A, I haven't been fired yet. Secondly, I really love what I do. And the reason I do is because of the players. First and foremost, I don't mind sharing with you, 2 Decembers ago, I was getting a little frustrated about the NIL, the transfer, all that stuff. It was all kind of hit me at once. And, just starting to wonder a little bit about, what are we doing here? And as soon as we hit the field, we're getting ready for the Nashville Music City Bowl. And you're on the field with guys like, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporte, go right down the list. That's why you coach. And the quality of people playing this game is still really high. To your point, I think, and I tell our players this all the time, there's always been distractions. It used to be different forms and a lot less forms. Now it's a record amount of stuff that our guys have on the radar. And I think the real challenge is how can you block that out, or at least, compartmentalize it so you can stay focused on what is important when it's time to be a football player or part of a team. And our guys have done a great job of that. So that's the part that's fun. And the challenges keep coming, that's for sure.
I think when the preview magazines hit the newsstands and folks in the grocery store flipping through it, the broad strokes is Iowa's got change on offense. There's a new offensive coordinator there. But in the halls day to day, implementing that, what does that actually look like for you?
Yeah, I think the biggest change I hope to see is a more mature, I don't want to say domineering, but offensive line that can play at the tempo we want to play at. And we haven't had that the last couple of years. Nobody's fault. Injuries, people leaving the program, whatever, but it is what it is. So that starts there, and then also good quarterback play. And if we had those two things historically, even in the 80s, it gives us a chance to be a good football team. Last couple of years, we haven't had that at the level we would like to. So it starts there. I'm really excited about Tim. Tim's been a great addition to our staff. tremendous person. He's a career quarterback and has coached it, obviously played it, has been a coordinator, play caller. And on top of that, he's got an appreciation for all three segments of the game being important, not just his little domain, if you will. I say that facetiously, but Tim gets it. So it's been good. And for us to be successful as a program, everybody involved needs to know what the parameters are.
What changes do you think will come to the offense when you've seen it in spring football? What do you think Tim Lester's offense brings to the table?
Yeah, I'm a dumb line coach. I mean, if you can block guys, you got a chance, and we haven't been able to block at the level that we want to. So that makes it a little bit of a challenge. But having that system, I don't want to call it not revolutionary because it's really good. Obviously, it's a good system, proven system. A lot of people in the NFL that have reflected some of that play. And that's offense in general. You steal things and implement some things. I'm curious to see what it looks like. It'll all start with what our players can do, and we'll know more about that hopefully by the end of August.
Every coach preaches culture. Every leader of an organization preaches culture if they know what they're doing. Iowa, their culture has been universally understood around college football for a long time. When you go and you look to hire someone on field, off field, when you go recruit a kid, how long is it until you know they're a fit? Or how long is it that they have to be immersed in that program before they sort of exude that Iowa culture?
Yeah, they're probably two separate discussions. The hiring part, I think, you want to get the right person. The most recent hire before Tim coming on was Abdul Hodge. Great linebacker, captain for us in 2005. Tremendous guy. Sat out of coaching. He coached a little bit in high school down in South Florida. And then, he demonstrated he wanted to coach in college. He went to South Dakota for 3 years and was a defensive guy up there as well. We hired him to be our tight end coach. So that's an example of a guy who knew our culture and stood for everything that we believe in. And he's a tremendous coach. And to me, coaching's coaching. You can learn if you're dedicated towards it, and he's a great example of that. With Tim, it's a little different thing. He was not part of our program, but he just, in conversation with him and talking to a million other people, this guy's going to be a good fit with us, and he's proven to be that. It's been great. Players a little trickier, and it's trickier now. In the old days when recruiting used to be home visits and all that, now it's what they prospects and their families present to us when they come to us. It's a little tougher to get the depth of information, but it still gets down to hiring or recruiting the right kind of people that are going to embrace what it is you believe in and as a program.
One of the things I'm curious to see how it unfolds is the helmet communication. The coach to quarterback, coach to player. Are we going to know? Is it going to make a big impact on the game? I mean, for the offensive players, they probably love it because they can go a little bit faster. You get a little bit more communication. What about from the defense perspective, just defending that? What type of challenges do you expect?
I think it's going to be good for everybody. Coincidentally, selfishly, it's good for us because we're going to a West Coast type offense with a lot of verbiage. Mm-hmm. So thank God we've got that communication direct to the quarterback. But I think it's going to be really helpful. I think it's just going to improve the quality of play. The one interesting thing, I never paid attention to who has the special teams headset.
Right.
And I'm not sure it matters, quite frankly, but the offense and defensive component, I think everybody's going to benefit.
Is there one area, as you get ready to go into fall camp, are there one or two areas where I would circle those with a red Sharpie and say, if Iowa does this thing well, I've pretty much got a good read on what they'll be as a team this fall?
Yeah, I mean, it's really pretty simple. Our guys, and we've got a little bit more veteran group than we've had. We benefited from the COVID exemption. 8 guys chose to come back. What you talk about culture, I think it was a good reflection how the guys felt about playing in the program. And then, the other component for us, and it's really important at Iowa, and that's about all I know, we need good stories each and every year. So who's the guy that was second team last year? Or it might be a freshman coming. Who's that guy that's going to emerge and make contributions that right now nobody's counting on? And we need a handful of those, and I think we have a lot of guys that have that capability, and that's where I'm anxious. I told our guys yesterday when they left, we're a much different team than we were in April. Everybody needs to know that. And I'm curious to see what it looks like in August and, see who the stories may be.
Part of that difference is in the quarterback room specifically.
Absolutely.
Cade's back healthy. You also bring in a quality player from Northwestern. What is the quarterback room dynamic looking like in training camp?
Yeah, and I want to first, say Deacon he really did an admirable job last year. Sometimes you have to put a player in before he's ready, and that was the case. So, yeah, we have 2 guys now that have played in Big Ten football, and, Brandon played great against Maryland the week before. We played Northwestern last year, so we saw that firsthand. But, yeah, I think we've got two really competitive guys. We've got a young guy who's now in his 3rd year who I think has a chance maybe to get some traction. We should have good competition there. And as you know, competition is a good thing at any position. We need that in that room. I think we have more stability, more leadership, and that's always good for a team because I don't care what level you are. The guy taking snaps every play is the most important guy on the field.
Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz. Coach, we appreciate you joining us.
Great to be with you guys. Thanks,
you. Coach.
As you visually digest the Iowa Hawkeyes schedule, I can tell you their first sellout of the season, September 7th on CBS against Iowa State. The Cy-Hawk game will be filled to the brim.